Another episode of the 5 Minute Blitz is here, guys. I got Sarah Reid here along with me. She specialises in sports photography, and she's here to chat to us a little bit about what she does. So introduce yourself, give us a brief history, what you do, and yeah, go from there.
Yep, well, I'm Sarah, and I work at the Advertiser. I'm their sports photographer, and my daily chores can be down here at the Crows or Port Adelaide 36s. It's quite varied, so I do trainings during the week, and then I might do preview photos leading up to a big game that's happening on the weekend, and then follow it up with whatever happened, whether they've won or whether you've lost or injuries or, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Busy, always.
Yeah, it's always busy, there's always something happening.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
absolutely.
Particularly in summer. So
yeah,
there's like
sure.
cricket and soccer and...
AFLW.
AFLW, absolutely. Don't forget you girls.
So just tell us how you got into sports photography then.
Well, generally I was already working at the Advertiser as a general photographer, and no one back in the day when I first started ever just walked in the door as a sports photographer. You had to earn your stripes. So I had to do hard news, whether that be a police siege or a bushfire, something along those lines. And then after a while you sort of build up, and if I showed an interest in sport, and they said, okay, I can take over. The predecessor retired in 2011, and then I was basically given the whole gig.
Yeah,
so
and you've got your spot now.
I've got my spot now, and I'm not letting it go.
So you've brought along a little tool of the trade, I guess, as a photographer. So what do you never leave the house without when you're going for a job?
Basically, I pretty much wouldn't leave without this. I'd always have a camera with me wherever I go. So this is a Canon EOS 1DX Mark II. With a 24-70 lens on it, and it's just a good all-round lens to be able to capture something. If I'm coming into work or leaving work and there's been some kind of disaster on my way home, whether it be a burst water main or something or other, I've got something with me
get it out.
at all time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, okay, cool.
It is like a security blanket, I must say. I feel so good. I'm like, I can talk better with I got it.
I sleep next
yeah, exactly.
to it.
It's just like, all photographers are the same, actually. It's
yeah. Tell me what you absolutely love about your job.
I love the fact that I'm not in an office. I love the fact that each day is varied and different. I don't really know what I'm going to do. Sometimes we get out a job list the night before, so I've got a vague idea what I'm doing, but that can change.
Yeah.
So I'm out in the fresh air, meeting lots of different people. It's great. It's just I don't get stuck in that one mundane rut. Sitting in the rain's not overly fantastic.
True, there's either side of it, isn't
there?
there?
Yeah, exactly.
But with everything in life.
Absolutely.
If you've got a moment that in your career that you've got that has really touched you, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be over covering the Tour de France in 2011 when Cadel Evans was the first Australian to take out the yellow. And first time I've ever been really actually brought to tears by a sporting event. I'm standing on the Champs-Élysées. Tina Arena, of all people, was brought in to sing the national anthem, and she did the best version of it I've ever heard in my life, and it was just quite surreal, really. It was just like, wow, this little Australian, and it was an amazing effort.
Wow.
And all the French were like standing next to me going, why are you crying? Like, what's the big deal? And I'm like, because this is kind of epic.
Yeah, and he's Australian.
And he's Australian, and it was
awesome.
nice. So
yeah, for sure. Obviously there's probably quite a few people out there maybe perhaps wanting to be in your shoes, capturing sporting history and moments as they occur. What's your best piece of advice for someone coming through aspiring to be you?
I think probably the key thing, besides obviously knowing your camera and all the technical stuff, the biggest thing is your people skills. You don't know who you're going to get, what mood they're going to be in each day, and you need to be able to deal with them and achieve what it is that you have to achieve. So you need to be able to have a conversation, whether it's someone who is in their teenage years or someone who's in their 80s. You need to be able to find a way to talk to them.
Yeah.
And get their confidence, because nothing is worse than having your photo taken.
Yeah.
I hate it, everyone hates it.
Yeah.
So unless you can build their trust to get them to do what you want to do in front of the camera, then it's all kind of pointless.
Valuable advice.
Yeah,
very good. The independent project, our core message, as everybody would already know, is not being constrained to negative ways that society tries to shape our life. How important is that to you, and how do you apply it in your own life?
I think it's probably fair to say I've never really fitted in. Didn't really fit in with the kids at school. Maybe just sort of, not quite the cool kid, not quite, I had my own interests and what have you.
Yeah.
I think in one regard I was lucky, being an only child. I was quite comfortable in my own presence, in my own company. I didn't need to have people surrounded by me. So I think in my sense it helped a little bit, because I wasn't looking for that approval from everybody. I just had different interests and different hobbies than most people, and I think I just went off and did them. It probably wasn't as easy when I was younger, But it is once you get older, that pressure does release. It doesn't just like a weight off your shoulders kind of thing. It's like it doesn't matter what you think or what you think's cool or what you think I should be doing on a Saturday night. I want to be doing this, and that's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah,
so
that's really good.
Yeah.
Really good message. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on my show today. Okay. I hope everybody has got a little bit of an insight as to what it's like in Sarah's life as a sports photographer. Once again, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you next time, guys.